every month I think it just can't get worse, and every month it just gets worse. How in the world? Okay. Oh my God.
Oh man. Oh my gosh. The elephant in the room.
I mean, every month I think it just can't get worse, and every month it just gets worse. How in the world?
I just want to continue tracking Westfield just to see how bad these numbers can actually get.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm about to put two houses in the rental pool here in the next couple months. I'll be some live experiments, but I'm going to be smart about the way I price my knowing this. And I think that's the importance of this podcast, right? Is like, oh my gosh, okay, I'm so worried about putting my house on the market in Westfield because I see these numbers. I see them month after month after month. So I'm going to be super cognizant of that, super aware, and I'm going to price my home accordingly. Now, the homes that I have and the homes that if you come to us and ask for advice, I'm going to encourage you to probably not be in that $2,600 range. The ones that I'm having, actually, I haven't even run the analysis on them, but I'm thinking they're going to be like more like $2,000 or $2,100. That, in my opinion, helps you tremendously to kind of be on that like low to mid part of the market. And I guess maybe that's just some general advice is always try to be in that, like, don't be low end, like not C class, but like B class to A minus, like in a nice neighborhood, but in the smaller, more affordable area of that neighborhood. So anyway, I'll be a real live example here in the next couple of months. I got a couple coming up in Westfield, and I hope to God I'm not at 132 days on the market. But wow, we got to talk about that. 132 days on the market. That is up 28% month over month, 94% year over year. I mean, what is going on? That is unbelievable.
I mean, the first thing I'm going to consider right after that's read is how many homes are on the market. But look over there.
I know, and that doesn't make sense. 51 homes on the market, and that's down 17% year over year and month over month.
I'm telling you, this has got to be driven, and I indicated this last month. This has got to be driven by owners that are picking up property in Westfield, which I understand why, right? I mean, I think you do too. I understand the appeal of a property in Westfield. Westfield, and it's not indicative in this market report, but Westfield is booming. Westfield is growing. Westfield is going to be an amazing city, and it already is. It's a great city, but it is expanding very, very quickly. Youth sports in Westfield is blowing up. Anyway, so I understand why people are buying there. And maybe that's why they're buying there is for the long-term appreciation, which is a fine reason to buy there. Now, but if they're renting it out long-term, they're not hiring a property manager to manage these. They're managing these themselves because the cash flow is zero. It's negative. It's negative cash flow in this market, I think. And I think that they're hanging on to high market rates, which is increasing our average days on market overall. Thoughts?
It's got to. It has to be. It has to be. Let's take a look at the other numbers. Average rental price, shockingly down for once, $2,660, which is still amazing. Down 5% month over month and down 5% year over year. So, it has kind of always bucked the trend here with the average rental price kind of always continuing to go up for the most part. So we are seeing maybe a little bit of a correction. We'll see over the next couple of months. Honestly, the summer will tell us the story here. So curious to see if that's an indicator of people getting a little bit desperate with the days on the market and finally cutting their price or not. So stay tuned on that. That'll be really, really telling. Number of active homes, we touched on this. There's only 51 homes on the market. Again, it's down 17%. We're seeing that as a trend, which is really, I can't explain it. I don't know why. There's less homes on the market now as we go into the busy season. Maybe it's just a lull before we kind of hit the main part of the season. But anyway, we're down month over month and down year over year, which is great news if you have a home in Westfield. You want less competition. You need less competition. Average price per square foot is $108 per square foot for single-family homes. We have 27 apartments and townhomes. Sorry, no, just apartments for rent there. And $21.79 is the average rent for an apartment in Westfield. And that's $1.71 per square foot. Next one is townhomes and condos. The average rent for that is really shockingly close to apartments. $21.95 is the average rent for townhomes and condos. Average days on the market, reasonable at 36. There's 21 of those available. And average price per square foot for a condo or a townhome is $1.18. I feel like we've talked about the average price trend here. It's kind of trending really towards same as last year with a little bit of a blip down this month. Average days on the market, we've talked about that. That is through the roof, up 94% year over year. Unbelievable. When last year we were talking about this, we thought it was a lot at like 70.
I know.
And then we've talked about average number of active homes. That is dipping down, which is maybe the only positive news I can pull out of the Westfield rental market report this month.
I think so. And I mean, the average number of active homes trend is trending amongst all the market reports that we've done, which, you know, is probably heavily seasonality, but it's so far below where it was last year. I would think that that's probably a trend driven by, well, a lot less first-time home buyers, right? They can't afford purchasing a property. It's investors picking all these properties up. So what are they having to do? They're moving into the area still because economically Indiana's doing pretty well, but they're renting, right? So that would be what I would say is indicative because it's trending over all the market reports that we've done so far.
Okay, let's take a look at the Westfield market insights, market data for sales for April of 2026. Again, this is for homes under $500,000. Average sales price is $383,924. That is actually down year over year, but up ever so slightly. Sorry, opposite. Down month over month, but up year over year. Average days on the market is a little higher than what we're seeing in other markets. 65 days on the market, which is up significantly year over year, 41%, and then down 8% month over month. Number of homes sold, there's 68 of those homes sold under $500,000, and the average price per square foot is $192 for homes sold in Westfield in April of 2026. That graph there on the bottom left is the average sales price trend. A little bit up and down here this year, but for the most part, not for the most part, for all of 2026, we are staying above the 2025 levels, which is really, really encouraging, and just goes to show the strength of the market in Westfield. That despite all the building, despite everything that's going on out there, we are still maintaining a positive price trend year over year. So that is super, super encouraging. And again, to your point, Chris, before is you're probably not cash flowing here if you're buying new, but maybe this is more of an appreciation play for an investment here in Westfield. And then the bottom right graph there is the number of homes sold. Quickly lets you see kind of where homes are available at what price point. You can see that, you know, of the other markets that we've been reported on, Westfield does trend a little bit more expensive, where you're probably have to spend $250, $300. You're going to be in that $250 to $350 range, really, for anything reasonable. I can tell you, I'm pretty familiar with that market. That $250 level is going to be condos or, you know, fixer-uppers, things like that. So really, $250 to $350 is where you're going to be for an investment in that market. So kind of some mixed reviews here, but overall the sales price is keeping up, that's really the most important thing. So that's great news.
Absolutely, yeah. There's nothing to add here. This is great. This is an appreciation play, and I completely understand why.